Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to the computer graphics lecture. Today, we are starting with the sixth unit of our syllabus. We will be learning about the topic segments. So far, we have learned how to model, design, and draw different shapes and curves and objects. We have also learned how to apply different two-dimensional and three-dimensional transformations on those objects, how to color and shade those objects, and how to project those objects into the display devices. We have also learned that given a large scene, how to select a particular window from that scene, how to remove the portions which are outside that window from that scene and display it into the viewport of the display device. Before displaying, we have also learned to remove the hidden surfaces from the scene to be displayed. Now, all this image information that must be stored in some file, in some display file at the low level or at the hardware level, right? These files, those must be structured as per our convenience so that the displaying and applying those related algorithms are easier. Segmentation is one procedure of arranging such files. Okay, so to achieve these feed display files, those are divided into segments. In practice, the image on the display screen is often composed of several pictures or items of information. Also, an image may contain several views of an object and related information. It may also contain close-up view of a particular component. For example, we are playing a game of treasure hunt. So when we are going inside the castle, we may see the scene of the living room. Then we are searching the treasure in a particular point. So we have to zoom in that particular point. Like that. Now, each object that has a set of attributes like the size, the color, and its relative position with respect to the whole scene, right? We might wish to see all these objects simultaneously or a single object at a time based upon the point of view. To view the entire image or a part of the image with various attributes, we need to organize the image information in a particular manner, right? Now, the image information that is stored in the display file. But the traditional structure of the display file that does not satisfy our requirements of viewing the image. Hence, the display structure is modified to reflect the sub-picture structure or the component structure so that the hidden surface removals or the clipping, those things, those algorithms can be applied properly. Okay, so to achieve these display files, those are divided into segments. Each segment corresponds to a component or an object of the overall display, and it is associated with a set of attributes. Along with the attributes, the segment that is also associated with the image transformation parameters, such as the scaling along X direction, scaling along Y direction, rotation information, shearing information, like that. Okay. Therefore, the presence of segment that helps us to subdivide the picture into components. It also helps us to visualize a particular part of the picture. Moreover, scaling, rotation, and translation, all the transformations of a particular part of the pictures, that is also achieved by the presence of segments. All these informations, all these attributes related to segments, those are stored in a data structure called the segment table. It contains all relevant information about all the segments. Okay. Now, say for example, just a sec. Yeah. So this is my segment table. So segment table that contains the information of the location of the display file. Portion to which portion goes to the first segment, that is stored here. Okay. So actual image is stored in here in object space. Then the display file contains the information of this one, and segment table we are having the information as per different segments, and we are storing the locations of the display file as per segments as well. Okay. Now, to access a particular segment and the information associated with it, it must have a unique name assigned to each segment. So each segment that must be having one unique name. Okay. Along with the name, it must be having the display file position and its attribute information. Okay. So all these informations, they are stored in the data structure called the segment table. Segment table, it indicates the portions of the display file used to construct the picture. The segment table can be formed using data structures like arrays or data structure like linked lists. Let us first consider the segment table consisting of arrays. Okay, it's easier to implement. So let us check this one. We are having arrays like this. We are having the information like segment number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. This is the start location of the segments. This is the segment size. This is the scaling information as per the x direction. Now this is the scaling information as per the y direction. We are also having the color attributes. We are also having one bit called visibility. If the visibility is set to on, that means the segment, it is to be displayed into the display device. If the visibility is set to off, that segment won't be displayed into the display device. So suppose we are applying the hidden surface removal algorithm. Those surfaces which are behind other surfaces, in that case the visibility will set to be off. Only the front surface which will be ultimately displayed, the visibility of that surface, that will be set to on over here. Okay. Each row in the segment table that represents information of one segment, including its name, position, size, attributes, and the image information parameters. Okay. Now, if we wish to make the segment 4 visible, then how can I achieve this? I will set the corresponding entry into the visibility column of the array to on. Okay. The display file interpreter initially checks the start, size, and the visible attribute of the segments, and it interprets only those segments which are to be made visible. That means the attribute visibility is set to on. Okay. There are other possible schemes for implementing the segment table, like the linked list. And as we know, linked list, that is having some advantages over array scheme. But array scheme is chosen because it allows the simple accessing, doesn't require any new data structure, and updation is also straightforward. Okay. Now let us consider the linked list. The linked list uses the additional field called the link or the pointer, which gives the location of the segment of the next segment into the segment table, right? In case of arrays, we know that the maximum number of segments that can be included in the segment table, that is equal to the length of the array. But with linked list, there is no such limitation on the maximum number of segments. We know the growth of the linked list is dynamic. I hope you have done this already in data structure, right? So this is one linked list representation of the same segment table. We are having the segment number, segment start, name, size, scaling information for x direction and y direction, then color, and then visibility, and what is the additional field? The link field. So first segment, after the first segment, which segment to be linked? The third one. So we will go here. And what is the pointer of the third segment is pointing to the 2. So now we will go here, this location. And what is the next segment? The fourth one, here. And what is the next segment? Fifth one, fifth here. And what is the next segment? Null. So fifth is the last segment which is to be displayed. Okay. Now, in case of hidden surface removal, it is necessary to display different segments in specific order as per their depths, right? So ordering or sorting of segments in the segment table is quite easy task using the linked list structure. I can simply change the link right after running the algorithm. But in case of array, what will happen? We have to adjust the whole array. If one link is to be changed, we have to shift all other array elements to the or we can say in case of arrays we have to move the actual segment information in the process of sorting the segments, right? In the display file there are few instructions which doesn't specify any particular segment. Such instructions are placed in a special unnamed segment. Normally, index 0 of the array or the starting location of the array that is assigned to unnamed segment. Therefore, segment size 0 that indicates the number of instructions in the unnamed segment. Okay. So that is all about the segment table. You have to go through it and understand. If you have any issues, please ping me. Okay. Functions for segmenting the display file. Hope in data structure you are already familiar with the common method of creating and modifying sequential disk file. We know that we open a file before we add data to it, and we close the file when we have added the last data item and the file is complete. To change the contents of a file, we have to open it again, add the new data to replace the old data and close the file. To get rid of a file, we need to delete it. So these very same operations are used for manipulating display file segments. Okay. To create a new segment, we create it and then call the graphic primitives to add to the segment the lines and text to be displayed. Then we close the segment. To modify the contents, we may rename the current segment with the modified segment, and to remove the segment from the display file, we may delete it. Thus, we have 4 basic operations: creating a segment, closing a segment, deleting a segment, and renaming a segment. Okay. Now, first we will learn how to create a segment. In the segment creation process, initially, we have to check whether some other segment is still open or not. If some other segment is open, then the compiler gets confused which segment to be used. So, it is not allowed to open 2 segments simultaneously at the same time. So it will be difficult to assign the drawing instructions to particular segment. So segment must be created or opened when no other segment is already open. Okay. So that is the first thing to be checked, that no other segment is opened. Now, while opening a segment, we must give a name to that segment so that we can identify it. While doing this, it is also important to check whether a given segment name is valid or not, and whether there already exists a segment with the same name. We cannot give the same name to 2 different segments. Okay. So if the name is not valid, or if the name is already being used by some other existing segment, we have to assign other valid name to the segment. Okay. Once a valid segment name is assigned, we have to initialize the items in the segment table under our segment name to indicate that this is a fresh and new segment. Okay. The first instruction of this segment will be located at the next free storage area in the display file. As we have not entered any instructions into the segment yet, its size is initialized to value 0 because no instruction is there. The attributes of the segments are initialized as the default attribute values. Okay. Now we will see the algorithm of creating a segment. What is the first step? We have to input all the arrays that make up the segment table. Okay. Now we have to check whether any segment is open. If any segment is open, then we will be displaying an error message that is segment is still open, and we will stop this algorithm. Otherwise, that means no segment is open. In that case, we have to read the name of the new segment, and we have to check whether the new segment name is valid or not. If it is not valid, we have to display an error message and go to the stop step and leave the algorithm. Okay. Now suppose the new segment name is valid one. Then what will be the next check? Whether the new segment name that is already existing in the same name list or not. If the name is already existing, again we will provide an error message like the segment name is already existing, and we will stop it. Now, if the segment's name is not existing, so what we have to do? We have to initialize the start of the segment at the next free storage area in the display file. We have to initialize the size of this segment equal to 0 because no instruction is there. And then we have to initialize all attributes of the segments to their default values. Okay. And finally, we have to indicate that the new segment is now open. And we have to stop it. Okay. So that is all for today. In our next video, we will learn about how to delete a segment, how to rename a segment, and some other nitty-gritties about the segments. Okay. Thank you for listening. Please solve the inquiries to get the attendance. If you have any query, ping me. Okay. Thank you. Happy learning.